what I found was the connection, that not a word has to be said, but if you're hurting or you're happy or whatever, the connection that dog has to you is so powerful. When I walk through the kennel in the morning and I touch each dog and I let out each dog, I'm involved in each dog, I can feel the connection with that dog, and they're excited to see me, and I'm excited to see them, and it just feels good inside.
Welcome to My Dash Story, and thanks for taking time to being here today, Gene. I really look forward to you being here. I got some questions for you and everything, but let's get into this. Okay. So Gene is a business owner, loves dogs, and in fact, that is his business and passion, correct?
That's correct.
Got it, got it. All right, so tell me all about Gene right off the bat.
Gene, right off the bat.
Where are you born?
I was born in Midwest City, Oklahoma.
Okay.
My parents met at a mission at a church. And that's how that we came to be. My dad was from Port Neches, Texas.
Okay.
And him and his brother and mom came up to hold a revival. And they were driving around downtown Oklahoma City and seeing a big sign on the side of the building that said, "Jesus saves and heals." And my uncle said, "Let's go check it out." And the rest is history. So he went in and met a guy by the name of Brother Tolber, and he was a guy that came from Romania.
Okay.
Back at the early of the 20th century, was one of them that was out at Ellis Island and
right.
brought him in. And he was running a mission for the homeless, feeding, teaching about Jesus, putting them up for the night, and then sending them back out. And my grandmother and uncle, after holding the preaching a little bit, they came back to Vidor, Port Neches area, decided to move up here. So they loaded up and moved to Oklahoma City at the mission. And there was another mission in Tecumseh, and my uncle held a revival in Tecumseh. And my dad, Oklahoma.
Okay, got it.
Went with him, and then met my mother, and then they married, and moved into the mission to feed the homeless and help my grandmother out.
In Midwest City.
In Midwest City, Oklahoma City area.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
And then I was born. Or they got married in 63,
okay.
1963, and I was born. No, 64. I think I was born in 68.
Okay.
And there I am.
And they met at a hospital.
They
moved to a hospital.
They moved, helped them with that hospital, but then they were spending a lot of time with the place downtown,
right.
Oklahoma City downtown. And then they fell in love,
right?
Making, the everything for beds, the food, and all that stuff.
Oh wow! Okay.
For all of them, and then they fell in love, and then they took care of both of those churches.
Right.
The one in
Tecumseh,
and the one in Oklahoma City.
Oh wow!
So from there, they decided to get married. And so they've been together now for 59 years.
Wow, okay.
So
that's impressive.
That's amazing.
That is good. So after 4 years, then you were born, and that was in the mid-60s?
Yes.
Or late 60s? Late 60s?
Correct.
Okay,
correct.
late 60s. So you were born in Oklahoma City, or were you born
Midwest City.
Midwest City. Yeah, sorry. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, so
Okay.
anything south of that is just a jumbled mess to me. So
Yeah.
outside of Norman, where God bless the Sooners. So
Yeah.
yeah, we got that. So you were born there. What was it like growing up?
It was amazing. I remember parts and pieces
Right, right,
of going to each of the places, the one in Oklahoma City
right.
and the one in Tecumseh,
Comes
and then as I started kind of remembering parts and pieces.
right.
Uh, then mom and dad had in 1970 had a young girl by the name of Sherry,
Okay.
and that's my sister.
All right.
And so at that point, mom and dad stayed in Tecumseh, and then they took care of the church there in Tecumseh. So it turned out to be a pretty big, as that church began to grow.
Right.
It was a lot of people went to that church.
So was your dad the preacher or?
My dad it was everything he did to help out his mom, but he played the guitar and my mom played the piano.
Oh, nice.
So they did both, and then my job was just to stand around the stand in everybody's lap, and
Yeah.
I was just a mess.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Did you grow up at a lot of music in the house or something like that?
We had a lot of music,
Yeah.
but it was always stuff that we always could. Everything had to be Christian,
Right.
and if Dad got tied up, then we got to listen to some kind of country music or something.
Oh, yeah.
And that we would sit there in front of the radio
yeah.
listening to it.
AM radio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that the greatest?
Amazing.
Right. The old type. Yeah. My dad grew up in Oklahoma, was a huge country and western fan. I mean, like Johnny Cash, but even further back than that, Mel Tillis and all those guys. I grew up with it all the time.
Yeah.
Couldn't wait to get away from it. And now I'm kind of like gravitated back to it, like everything, just maybe because I was being a teenager and being stupid and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So where did you grow up? Where did you go to high school at?
So went to high school at Tecumseh
Okay.
High School, and we were all the way to Tecumseh till we graduated.
Okay.
Mom and Dad still live there, still in Tecumseh, Oklahoma.
Nice.
And it was good.
Yeah.
And we did all of that, all the stuff to feed people who needed their
Wow.
they were out of didn't have a place to live
Yeah.
and all that stuff, and we took care of all that.
Right. Wow. That sounds amazing. The people with hearts like that just amaze me at times. Something I always strive to have, a bigger heart, but it ain't gonna happen for a while. Kind of like the Grinch at times. So you went. What did you do in high school?
High school was a hoot.
Oklahoma word, by the way.
Yeah,
Hoot.
it was. I enjoyed every bit of the kindergarten
Mhm.
all the way to the first one for high school.
Right.
It was something that I loved. I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't where the high number, winning it, but it was nice to be a part of.
Right.
And then I kind of fell in love with the 4-H and FFA,
Mm-hmm.
and then I fell in love with that. I enjoyed the lamb show and getting all of that ready, and then from there I started enjoying the cattle part of it,
Mm-hmm.
and having somebody go through and show us how to get them trimmed right.
Mm-hmm.
Once I did that, then we started going to all the places for the showing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was good. I enjoyed that.
Nice. What was your favorite subject in high school?
Favorite subject in high school? What my favorite of all was ag.
Ag.
Yeah, it was my favorite. I
Right.
loved it. I just fell in love with it.
Where did that passion come from?
I don't know. It just seemed like for one time that we got to get really into it and serious and enjoy it, and then make it a part of it. Then I started being, in FFA and being a member of that,
Right.
and 4-H. I was a member of that as well. So I enjoyed it.
Right. And was that your hobbies, or did you have other hobbies?
That was my hobbies and
passion.
Passion. That was
Right.
just class.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Not everybody discovers it quite so young when they're doing that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
So you said you had a sister?
Have a sister that her name is Sherry,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a very amazing little person.
Yeah.
She graduated top in her class. Ended up going to Brown University.
Oh wow. Okay. Out back east.
Back east, and then went to overseas. Did some testing or not some learning over there.
Oh wow.
And then came back to New York and is teaching over there.
Okay. Wow.
And she has a boy that's about 13 or 14 years old, and he's super intelligent, super smart.
So how Sherry was 4 years? How many years after you?
So I was 68 and she was 70.
Okay, so 2 years.
2 years.
So did you always feel that big brother kind of thing you had to look out for?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did she take advantage of it, or did you guys get along pretty well?
We got along really good.
That's awesome.
It's been we don't see each other a whole lot now, but we love each other.
Right.
We stay in contact.
Right. Did you have a lot of like a gang of friends that you hung out with in high school and that kind of stuff? And when I say gang, I mean like just riding bikes to me was a gang when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had some groups that hung out too, but it was being with the whole group of the FFA
Right.
group, and that was kind of where I was set.
Right.
It was comfortable.
So is that what made you happy?
Yes.
Just being around animals, or
was
all animals, or is there?
There was something about
Or farm
that
animal.
I really liked to be a part of the animal side of it, and the competition. I enjoyed the learning how to show the best I can
Right.
to this animal to catch the judge's
Right.
eye.
Right.
So, yeah.
So right after high school, where'd we go?
So after that was kind of where I was trying to decide on exactly what I wanted to do.
Right.
It seemed like that going into the ministry was something that my grandmother was kind of for.
Mm-hmm.
So we had thought about going to Jimmy Swaggart Bible College.
Yep.
And about that time, during that, where my grandmother thought it was a pretty good run, I thought it was a pretty good run, then he got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And decided that we wasn't going to go that route.
Right. Right.
So I'd gone to Seminole Junior College a little bit while I'm helping my grandmother out at the church.
Right.
And going over, parts of the Bible and helping teach.
Right.
Then it just seemed like it just wasn't my calling.
Right.
So our air conditioner broke down at the house, and Mom and Dad called one of the guys to come out and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out and took the unit apart, and we were talking, and he said that he learned what he did from OSU and Okmulgee.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'm going to try it.
Right.
Went to my grandmother, Mom and Dad talked to them, said, hey, I think I want to do this. Hope y'all understand, maybe the ministry is not where I want to go.
Right.
So I looked into it. I got approved for it, and then moved to Okmulgee, Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing was all the other stuff was all the mathematics and all that stuff, and then the first one of learning how air conditioning works.
Right.
And I thought I'd made the biggest mistake of my entire life. I didn't know what I did, but I decided I'm going to hang with it. We've already put some money into it. I got to go. I got to go with this. And then each week, I fell more in love with it, and became really into it. I had to study. Studying was difficult because it wasn't something I could just look at and all of a sudden I had to remember everything and go over and over and over.
Right.
And then met some friends there, and then we started. Okmulgee had a nice lake, and so we got to do some fishing and
Right.
hunting and all kinds of stuff. And it was amazing. And then it's a 2-year operation.
Right.
About the time that getting close to finishing, a friend of ours that used to throw the newspaper
Right.
in Shawnee was now moved to Dallas, and he was the manager of the air conditioning company.
Right.
And so touched base with him. Next thing he said, as soon as you graduate, I got you. And you're just going to have to do what I say. You're going to have to work out. You're going to have to work in the field for 2 years, and then we're going to move in the office.
Okay.
So I graduated, and then loaded up, and then gave everybody a big hug, mom, dad, grandma, and everybody, and said, I'm going to Dallas.
Yeah.
Lou, and that was crazy because I'd never. Most of all the stuff is all commercial, so it's all working on top of a building.
Mm-hmm.
It was unbelievable. The heat, I couldn't believe it. Trying to bring up compressors with ropes and stuff and bring them onto the roof, it was crazy.
Most popular thing in Texas is football coaches, followed by the air conditioning guy.
There you go.
Those are the most popular guys in the whole world.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So I did that 2 years. I worked on a rooftop for 2 solid years.
Wow.
And I'm working on a unit on Royal Lane in Dallas. And then I look, and then here comes one of the owners and my boss. They come up the ladder and they said, put your tools up. You're moving into the office. Somebody else will come and finish up.
Whoa.
So I pack up my stuff, and sure enough, there's somebody else. They go to work on the unit. I go down, and they said, you need to put a suit on, and you're going to learn how to work in the office.
Right.
So I did. I started with putting together invoices and going out and meeting customers and trying to sell, what we did and do. And then about a year of that, they take me in and offer me a part ownership.
Oh, wow.
Of the building. So
nice.
So absolutely loved it.
Right.
Loved the owner and the guy that brought me on. It was fantastic. I got a company car and wore suits. Got to where I was just going to general contractors and talking to them about what we do. And
right.
Here's donuts, and we'd like to work.
Right. And you were in air conditioning. You weren't on the top of a roof now.
Now I'm in the office.
Yeah.
And it was so nice.
I bet.
Nice. Oh. And I got to do that, and had a nice desk, and loved what I did for 20 years, I guess.
Oh, wow.
I guess that's about it. And my wife then, we decided to buy a dog kennel out on 205. And we both didn't know what we were doing, no idea. But we said, okay, it was 15 acres, had 4 kennels on it.
Oof.
let's try it. Let's see what's going on. We decided to do it, and once we got settled in the house, then we started working in the kennel. And we opened up and we did Thanksgiving. And it was, $10 a night or something.
Right.
And we looked at each other and we went, this is amazing. So we would work all day and then come in and then change clothes and then go to work in the kennel and wash the kennel and feed, water, and the whole 9 yards. And I fell in love with it. I thought it was, I never worked so hard in my life. I was going to bed at 2 and 3 in the morning.
Then getting back up.
Waking up and then running to air conditioning world and taking care of that and then running back as fast as I could. And it was so fun and interesting that I'd been approached by it was a group out of Central Texas, and they had hundreds of dogs, and they wanted to move to our area and have us start taking care of the dogs. And my wife and I, we agreed to jump on it.
Right.
And
career change.
Career change. So I went back after we got going. I went back to my friends at the air conditioning company, and I said, I think I'm ready to retire.
Right.
And sell my part of the business, and I'm going to go into this. And they let me do it. They said, okay, if you're comfortable with it,
right.
But if not, come back, kind of thing. So I'll never forget. I woke up and I put on jeans and my shirt that had dogs on it, and I said, here it goes. And from that point on, we started building kennel buildings, about 50 kennels per building, and we had close to about 300 dogs, 320 dogs, I guess.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of barking.
That's a lot of dogs. So building after building was full. They started bringing in semi-trucks full of dogs from other places where they had dogs across Texas and Colorado. And then we started, and it was huge. I couldn't believe it.
Right.
That it was that kind of deal.
So you said you met your wife.
Met my wife.
Okay. When did you meet her?
I met her when I was working for the air conditioning company.
Okay.
She worked at a customer of ours.
Mm-hmm.
She worked at the front desk.
Right.
And man, first time I seen her, I was okay.
Yeah.
So we started hooking up and going to jogging.
Right.
I couldn't jog worth nothing, but I pretend that I could.
Oh yeah.
So I started went to go all these jogging, these 5K and 10Ks. And about almost after every one of them, I had to lay up against the ambulance machine, just waiting, is this going to be it, But got to where I got pretty used to it.
Right.
She was she was fantastic. She
mm-hmm.
was a perfect person.
Mm-hmm.
The dark side of that
mm-hmm.
is I really hadn't had a lot of experience and a lot of dating and all that craziness then.
Mm-hmm.
So we were married, and as we got into the deeper part of the marriage, and you work so many hours and do so much, you can sometimes grow apart. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, you need to realize that you're growing apart, shoot some flares, and try to get back together. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. I concentrated more on the dog situation. She was concentrating on the work, and we just kind of grew apart. We ended up getting a divorce.
Right.
And
how long were you married?
I was married close to 19 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Good news is that we still are good friends.
Nice.
We didn't have any children, but we had lots of dogs that have now passed on. But
Right.
you know, it was a very, very good person.
Did you have your own dogs personally, or did you just have 4,000 other dogs?
We had all these other dogs, but we had our personal dogs. We had
Right.
dogs that there was a period of time that people were throwing dogs over the fence. So one of them was a little Maltese, and one was a healer kind of dog.
Right.
And those are the dogs that we took, her and I took.
Right.
We just loved the way they, you know, we just enjoyed our little dogs, you know.
Right.
But
Did you have a dog when you were growing up?
We did. We had two, Muffin and then we had Pekinese, Muffet rather. Muffet was the poodle, and a Pekingese that I can't remember the name of that
That's
one.
all right. Yeah.
But just a real, just amazing how close we were to my sister and I. You know, we played church a lot because church was kind of our
Right.
whole world. And so we would dress them up, and they would have to sit while I preached to them, you know, and my sister would take up offerings and stuff like that. So it's just crazy.
What kind of offering from
Yeah.
a dog? I wonder.
Yeah. And all these dolls that we had all over. It was crazy.
But a captive audience. You
Very
gotta,
captive.
yes.
Very, you know, except for the dogs rushing out the door,
Yeah, well,
trying to get out of
it
there.
was just a good sermon. That's what it was.
That's right.
Good. Okay, so now you have this huge dog operation,
Okay.
which is the Lord's work alone to me. I mean, it's just that much barking and playing and that kind of stuff. And how did you, I mean, you loved animals, and then you said, and you went right to dogs, and to me, a dog is between a human and an animal anyway anymore. Right. They're just so awesome. When they would pass, how did you deal with that?
That was a tough part, because you grow such attached,
Mm-hmm.
and you work really hard. With the numbers that we had, we worked really hard in trying to get them adopted.
Right.
And the group out of Central Texas tried to get as many, but the dogs that group was interested in, or that they worked on, was a lot of pit bull and Rottweiler and stuff
Right.
like that needed a lot of work. We had trainers come in trying to get them ready, but if they didn't get adopted, and they did pass on our watch, it was tough. It was just such a loss.
Right.
But if you're able to get one adopted and it stayed adopted, you know, it's a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had to make you feel good.
Oh yeah.
All right, speaking of dogs now, I have some friends that asked me to ask you some questions about dogs and dog personalities, okay? So I'll ask you some questions, and,
Okay.
and if you don't get them, that's all right too. I'll just tell them, hey, stop asking me those questions. So what is it when dogs suddenly burst into running? It's called the zoomies, when it's like they left the stove on and they're just running around. What is that about?
That is called, we call that zoomies. That is just them just excited and anxious, and they don't know how to do it, so they do figure eights and zero and all kinds of stuff, and we really add to that,
Right.
you know, by clapping and, you know, and making them feel really,
Right.
We really milk it, you know. When they get started on that, we really take it to another level.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes even just do the ball, throw a ball or something
Right.
to get them excited.
All right. When dogs sneeze, this is somebody's question. When dogs sneeze at you, is that a form of communication?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think it is, but I don't know for a fact.
Right.
But they, you know, when they try to smile and that sneeze,
Yeah.
is communication with them.
Nice. All right. What is it when a dog places a paw on you?
That what we found is it's just a connection. It just, when they come up and they put that paw on you to shake or to touch you,
Right.
it's a connection. And it's, when you're around as many of the kiddos as we are,
Yeah.
you know, it means something. It feels good to have
Right.
that connection.
Like they're saying,
Like
hey,
there's-
I like you.
I like you. Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Next, what is the most mellow breed of dog? This must be somebody that wants a dog coming up here, but
Yeah.
what's the most mellow breed of dog? I can see you're going through the whole Rolodex, and there's
Boy, that's a
millions of breeds, I know,
million.
but
Gosh, the one that we gave to my mother just recently. Somebody dropped off a mini poodle, and it's so wonderful and mellow. And
right.
I'm thinking that maybe that poodle mix is just so
Mellow.
mellow.
All right.
Calm.
Well, what's the most hyper breed of dog then?
Wow.
Narrow that down.
Well, I would say the German Shepherd breed mix. Some of my beagles that we watch are just
Really
very hyper, very wound up, very excited. Standard poodles can be very excited,
right,
very happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. And what is when the dog does this doggy stretch when they put up there and they just kind of, you almost think like they're waking up early in the morning, but they got their head down, they bow, and they just got that stretch. What is that?
I don't know, but
Okay.
I see that a lot.
Yeah.
But they really do they really stretch those muscles
Right.
out during that
Right.
time. So I don't know if what
I don't know if they
makes it
want to
happen.
play or
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Well, see, I grew up, little personal story here. I grew up, we had one dog, and then I was attacked by a dog, probably something stupid I did, and I have not liked dogs all along. I was into my 50s, didn't like dogs. And finally, we moved to Texas, my wife and I, and she said, I want to get a dog. And I went, because I just don't like dogs, don't trust them.
Yeah.
And we got this dog, and we picked him up in Frisco, Texas, and we named him Frisco, which is good, because if we would have went to Waxahachie, that would have been a stupid name, a dog. But so we called him Frisco, and I liked him, but he wasn't mine. And then we got a standard poodle named William Wallace, big standard black dog, and I have changed from him. I love all dogs.
Yeah.
Just because of him, any dog in the world is the greatest dog in the world. So now I'm just infatuated by dogs.
Yeah.
I wonder, what is it about dogs that people get connected to?
It is. What I found was the connection. That not a word has to be said, but if you're hurting or you're happy or whatever, the connection that dog has to you is so powerful. When I walk through the kennel in the morning and I touch each dog and I let out each dog, I'm involved in each dog, I can feel the connection with that dog. And they're excited to see me, and I'm excited to see them.
Yeah.
And it just feels good inside.
Right.
Love it. It is the ultimate in connection, and I see that connection with customers who are blind, and the connection they have with that. The dog is so deep.
Right.
Or the customers who have them as service dogs. We take care of a lot of service dogs, and that connection is amazing.
Right.
When we let that dog back to that person, it's just like they just blend together.
Right.
It's amazing. It's I love to see it. It makes me excited.
You take maintenance, like maintenance is a bad word for it, but when you got no hair, you call it whatever it is. But you trim and you cut dogs. And
Grooming.
Grooming, that's a better word for it. I haven't used grooming since the early 60s, but okay. And you grooming, how did you learn to do that?
So I'm not very good at it.
Okay.
I kind of know just a little bit above it. But the groomer that to be able to have a dog on the stand and to be able to almost do artwork is just amazing. And the groomer that we have now, what she puts into that dog is unbelievable.
Right.
And sometimes each time that she works on the dog, there's a little bit of something different, a different connection, you know. And I love watching it. I really love watching a professional groomer take a dog and then start shaping, and it's very.
How does a dog sit there and let groom happen? I mean, do they just say, go ahead, go for
That's
it?
exactly. And it takes some time for them to train to be able to allow that to happen.
Wow.
Sometimes, you know, she'll groom a little bit, or I'll work on a dog a little bit, and then we have to give the dog a break, and then put the dog back on the stand and work on the dog a little bit. But then once they're familiar with, they just
Routine.
stand there and they're ready to go. They're just ready to get through it because they know that they're going to get to play as soon
Right.
as they're done.
Our dogs, when they get groomed, when they come home, they always have this feeling of like, almost like, I'm pretty, aren't I? You know, like they got a new
Yeah.
suit,
Yeah.
and they like to prance around the house, like, you know, look at me and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I would imagine when you take responsibility, I mean, some people are really, really close to their pets.
Yeah.
And when they give them to you, there has to be a lot of trust in there, don't it?
It is a lot of trust.
Right.
And we're very much making sure that we have the relationship with the owner. If we see something that makes us nervous,
Right.
a scratch or ear or whatever, we make sure that we're talking to the owner.
Right.
But it's definitely a connection between their pet, which is a family member,
Right.
and the owner, and then us.
How loud does it get in there sometimes when they're playing?
They can really play. And if we do our job right, if we play really hard during the day, that means I'll get to sleep pretty good at night. Because if we don't play good during the day,
Right.
then it's not much sleep for Gene. And my staff knows it, you know.
Let's keep Gene happy.
Yes, let's really, really work them hard, you know.
What was the best piece of advice your parents ever gave you?
The best advice they ever had is trust in the Lord.
Nice. Okay.
You know, just trust. You know, and I've taken that now to making sure I have a good relationship, but making sure that my relationship with my dogs and my staff is good, and love the dogs, and I trust my staff, and trust.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Who's Gene? Who is Gene?
Who is Gene? That's an amazing question. Who is Gene? Gene is a very happy individual, and found that with different things that got thrown at me, or I've thrown at myself at different points in my life. Was being raised by two fantastic parents, and having a grandmother who was like a best friend, and then getting older and having some issues, some health issues. Had a issue with some seizure issues, and working through that, and still finding that smile at the end of the day, or thankful at the end of the day, and then to wake up and then be one-on-one with dogs and the people, and grooming and daycare. A very happy individual.
Right.
You know, very blessed from the very beginning. Was a little bit different than, you know, what Grandma and we all thought that I would what I was going to do, into something totally different. And then once I got settled in a air conditioning field, then off to dogs, and the relationship with the canines and people. You know, Gene's a happy guy. You know.
Hey, there's a whole lot of people who can say that all the time.
Boy, you know, and now that I'm, you know, in my latter 50s, I'm amazed at how wonderful that the path that I did take is good. It's
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Was there, when was it, or was there a struggle in your life? I know we all have struggles, but when was a struggle in your life?
A couple of struggles were at the end of, one of the struggles was a seizure issue that was very difficult to try to figure out and understand, and doctors and all that stuff. And then not understanding marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I think my wife, she did, the best that she could. I did the best that I could. We both just didn't,
Right.
uh, and that was a big struggle.
Right. When you say the seizures, what do you mean by, I know a little bit, but what do you mean by seizures?
Seizures was one day I was having lunch at my place of business, or at my place of work, air conditioning, and the next thing I know, I'm in an ambulance, and they're asking me if I know where I'm at, who I am, and I couldn't figure out, nothing.
Right.
But
was that the first time?
That was the first time, and then it was a struggle after that. It was a.
Did it happen often after that, or just
It didn't happen just off and on.
Right.
And there's times, y'all can see, that the seizure itself, the epileptic collapse,
right,
grand mal seizure,
right,
don't have those anymore, but the times of kind of lost does sneak in every once in a while, and the doctor said that would be normal.
Right. And yet you're happy.
I'm happy. I'm so blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's 3 qualities about Gene you admire most?
3 qualities about Gene.
Mm-hmm.
That I trust people. I think that's I trust people. And I love what I do.
Yeah.
A whole lot. 3 qualities. Trust.
Well, that's 2 already.
Yeah.
You got 2 of those. Bam, bam.
The next one I don't know. I just enjoy what I do.
Right.
One of the it was a fantastic move. That my wife and I at the time went into this. We've learned, or during that period of time, we learned so much, because neither one of us, she was involved in commercial real estate, I was involved in commercial air conditioning.
Right.
We didn't have a clue what we were doing, and it was just something we said, let's give it a shot.
Right.
One of the best moves ever.
It turned out to be your passion.
Turned out my passion.
Right.
I love what I do a whole lot.
I mean, okay, awesome.
Awesome.
We all love dogs. And if
dogs,
you don't, what's wrong with the cats?
And I've learned a lot since I've been at this place of business, at the Cloud.
Right.
I have learned so much. I with fencing, I didn't understand fencing. I didn't understand safety. I didn't understand feeding as much. It's different than taking care of a lot of rescue dogs.
Right.
300 rescue dogs, and taking care of 65 dogs that are someone's family member.
Right.
That are so close that it's different. And I had to learn over here. I had to learn the hard way. Everything that I made mistakes, and then I learned from it.
Right.
Fencing was double fencing. No walking without being in a fenced area. All these things that you
learn from experience.
It was experience.
Yeah.
A lot of learning experience.
Right. What would you like your epitaph to be on your gravestone?
he loved dogs.
Honestly, it couldn't be anything better than that to me. I mean, he loved God, then he loves dogs, and,
Yeah.
God made
Wait a minute.
dogs.
Yeah. He loves God, but
Right.
sometimes you can see the Creator in the dog. You can see the there's no smoke. There's nothing trying to. It's the connection, and you can sometimes see it in their eye.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
It is. It's very.
That's way awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I really appreciate you being here today, Gene. This is really awesome. Look forward to it. All you dog lovers out there, look us up if you need to. A place here in the North Dallas area to board your dog, someone that loves dogs. But over and all, this is great. I really appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next time on My Dash Story. Make sure you like and subscribe if you can. Appreciate you. Thanks, buddy.